Get ready. It's time. Christina, Catherine, Lisa, Amy, and Lauren. Welcome to the Cimorelli podcast.
Hey, I'm Christina.
I'm Catherine.
I'm Amy.
I'm Lauren, and we're Cimorelli.
Welcome back to
The Cimorelli podcast. Hello. I don't know what number this is. 163. This is 163.
Oh my gosh.
And today we're going to be answering your questions about dating.
And as the person who just went through all the questions, I think I loved the questions. I think this might be like the best one.
Ooh.
I don't know why. I was like, these questions are so good.
I'm intrigued already.
Okay, so they're really good questions. I can't wait to answer them. So let's start with our highs and lows before we get into the main topic, which is the questions. First, we're going to tell you guys our highs and lows of the week. So what's your high and low of the week? Okay, here's my low. I already know. My low is that the other freaking night, I was awake for 4 hours. Who does that in the middle of the night? Who does that?
I've done that.
I've never
From what
done
time
that.
to what time?
Like 4 hours straight.
Yeah, sometimes you just can't.
The night we filmed
That has never happened to me.
kills me just the same. The night before, I woke up. I went to bed at 10-ish, 11. Woke up like 20, or woke up like an hour later, like 12. Didn't fall back asleep until like 5:30 a.m. Then
5
slept
and a
till
half
11.
hours.
I read like 2 books.
Yeah, see, that's just weird. I think it was like a hormonal thing mixed with anxiety. I think it
Oh
was
yeah,
like
anxiety will
a cocktail.
do that.
But anxiety doesn't do that to me. So I'm like, what? But anyway, that was uncalled for.
Yeah, new era.
Yeah, that was uncalled for. So then that was my low. And then my high, my high is that Tristan started waving goodbye to people.
Oh,
So
it
we're
was
like,
so
bye. She's like-
cute.
And now she waves goodbye to Nick every night before bed. I say, all right, you want to say goodnight, say bye-bye. And then he waves her and she waves goodnight. So that's my high. So I don't know why waving is like, yeah, that I don't know if it's a milestone or whatever, new skill. It's like one of the most exciting because your baby's
so
like saying,
It's like they're breaking the fourth
it's like
wall
one
or
of their
whatever.
first means of communication.
Yeah.
so cool. Okay, anyway, so
And
that's
like
my
they
high.
care about the people are there and they're gone.
I love it.
Okay, I know what my high was.
What?
I went on a run in the rain
Oh,
the
Oh,
other
that is
evening.
fun.
Okay, it was
Amazing.
evening.
Ooh.
It wasn't like pouring, storming rain. Like there was like some sun peeking through, and it was just like a light rain.
I love it.
And I don't know
Amazing.
why I was in such a good mood. It was just like literally the whole time I was just like, I am in a movie
I love
right
it.
now.
What was your
And
playlist?
it was so fun. It's just like upbeat, energetic, like girl power kind of
love
vibes, and just like life is good, whatever.
Cute.
Oh, that's nice.
That was like actually like euphoric. Wow. And then my low, I don't know. I was like sad the other day.
You know,
Okay.
that's a low.
That was my low.
That is a low. I don't really know.
Nice.
Your
Your high was what? What was your
I
high?
don't have any of those.
I
No.
wonder what her high
I don't know.
Wow.
Amy had a great time.
I've had great time.
That was
lately.
your high.
Yes.
I already know that was her high.
Well, I was gonna say my high was I went to a bunch of trivia nights lately, and they were really
So you had
fun.
a great time.
I did.
Okay.
How did you do with the trivia? Did you answer them right?
I did not.
What kind of
Until
trivia
the last
was
night.
it?
It was so like random trivia things. And I felt bad because I did not get the question that was like, oh my gosh, we can burn brighter than the sun. What lyric is that from? And I was like,
Oh my god.
Oh, is that fun?
We can
yes,
burn
I couldn't think of it.
I love
but
fun.
I will say, he would play a song to give you time to think of your answer. And I
so
can't
you
think
put
of
out
the
of your
song while
head.
he's playing.
Yeah, that's like a trick.
So, but
Sabotage.
I was going into fight or flight every answer. Like, I can't think of anything until the last night that we did it because it was like it was only like a few weeks in a row. I thought of a bunch of random answers and I did well.
But
Nice.
you got more comfortable.
Yes.
The test
I'm
anxiety went
so
away.
bad
Yes.
at trivia.
It was fun though. Like I got the answer that Guinevere was with Lancelot just because Mom did a play about it. And I saw it like 50 years ago.
Oh.
So I was proud of myself.
Wow.
And I recalled that the Dalai Lama is from Tibet. So good for me.
Nice.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I did not
Whipping
know
out the
that.
Dalai
I know.
Lama
I
facts.
did it.
Okay, that's
Amy.
a good one.
So yeah, it was good. And then my low is that I have not been able to sleep in past like 5:36 for like a week or
Ooh.
two.
Yeah.
So it's been
Get ya.
interesting. Even if
That's
I go to
my-
bed at 3 or 2, that happened. I woke up. I went to bed at 2 and I woke up at 5:30. And then I
Welcome to
never slept
motherhood.
again until the next night. So yeah, that was
Rip. Wow, there's a
Interesting
lot of
vibe.
lack of sleep going around here.
I know. I actually feel great
it's
today, though.
anxiety.
I slept last night.
I feel pretty good today.
Oh wait, never mind. Okay, keep going.
Okay, my low is that I'm planning a surprise party. Ugh, I'm so bad at this. I don't know why.
Yeah, Kat,
Listen,
I don't know how
That's your
or why.
Okay, listen. I
It's
love
stressful.
no.
Planning it.
I
is
love
hard.
parties. I love hospitality. I love gathering people. I love celebrating people's milestones. Do I like planning in details? No. I
Yeah.
hate them. They stress me out. I've had a nightmare every night the last couple nights that the party comes and nothing's ready and the person gets there and they're like, what's going on? And my mind keeps having these nightmares. So I'm just like, I hate this. I can't wait for it to be over.
Oh, it's gonna go fun because I'm running it day of.
Yeah,
So
I do have
it's
some
gonna
good
go
help.
fun.
Some good help at the party.
It's
Yeah.
gonna go well.
It's gonna go
it'll all
well.
be okay. I'm like, I
Us
just need to.
three will be your pillars, Kath.
Yeah, it just really feels like I'm planning a wedding 'cause there's vendors involved.
Yeah.
There's people flying in from out of state. So I'm like, there's a lot of things to coordinate.
It'll
It's going to
work.
be fine.
It'll
It's
be
gonna
great.
fun. It doesn't have to be perfect to be great.
Oh, I'm
Exactly.
so excited! I'm
Beauty
picking
and
up.
imperfection.
Yeah.
I'm picking up my Lisa from the airport tomorrow.
Oh, good. My high was that I bought my twins a water table and we've been going out. And if you don't know what a water table is, if you don't have children, it's basically just like this basin of water.
It's a table with
where
water.
your children will go out and enjoy some sensory play and splash themselves. And there's like little like things to scoop the water and just play in it. So
That's cute.
I don't know. It's
We
really
have ours,
fun.
too.
It's just
Kristen
nice
loves
being
it.
outside and watching them enjoy. That's been fun. It just makes me excited for summer. So yeah, that's my high.
Oh my gosh, Baird is so excited
Okay.
the twins are here today.
Aww.
They're gonna play with me.
Yeah, I was getting really distracted during Lauren's high because I heard them and I'm like, are they crying? And I realized they were laughing. They're in the other room taking a nap, but really they're just
They're
laughing.
just
Do
laughing.
you think they'll fall asleep?
Eventually. It'll probably just take
One
a while.
day.
It's their new environment.
That is
Anyway.
funny. Okay, they're just laughing there. All right, so I guess we jump in to
We're
the main
gonna
topic.
jump in.
So let's
I'm
get
actually.
into
I love answering random questions.
You dating?
That I'm not qualified to answer.
dating questions. Okay, where can you meet people organically? Throw out some places
I
you
don't
met
know.
people organically.
Wait, where did I meet
Okay,
someone?
I met a guy at
Are we talking
Barnes and
about
Noble
men?
once, the bookstore.
Oh.
Probably met. Actually, I've met multiple guys. I think I was in a relationship every time, so I was like,
Hmm.
no, you can't have my number. But I've met multiple guys there at the bookstore.
A karaoke place.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, another person asked that is not a bar also, so we can just morph those into one.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm gonna
well,
do some that I've
also-
done and some that I've seen heard like other friends who have met people.
Church.
Church,
Yeah. Things to do
Um,
with church.
the gym. One of my friends met a guy at the gym recently.
Cute.
Concert, and what was the
Here's
other
a tip I heard about trying to meet someone at the gym.
one? What?
You leave your water bottle. Okay, so you go where the guy is you're trying to
Oh,
meet.
I love
You
my-
leave your water bottle and you leave and you come
Brilliant.
back and you're like, hey, sorry, have you seen my water bottle? And then if they
Brilliant.
want to like say something, they can't. So
Is
it's like
this-
an opener. It's
Also,
an
you can be
opener.
like, "Can you watch my water bottle?"
yes,
while I
or
go
watch my stuff.
to
Can
the
you
bathroom.
watch my water?
Just random stranger
You-
who I trust to watch my belongings.
You
It's a
could
little
apply.
interesting.
You could apply that water bottle in a lot of situations. Now I'm thinking about it.
You
Depending
leave
on
your
where you
At
are.
a coffee shop.
Okay, wait. You
Because
know
people
what?
have their water
Here, would you
bottles.
watch my
You know
my
what?
precious $1,000 belonging of a laptop?
The classic move is to walk to the bathroom so you can walk back, and then like, because I always have to gather myself. So I'm like, okay, if I see
Oh
the
my
person,
Gosh.
then I'm like, okay, I know where they are. So then I walk past them, I go to the bathroom, gather my thoughts,
Yeah.
and then I have the opportunity to walk back and get into the conversation. And it's like it works every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, multiple people from church.
Lots of church stuff.
But I will say, if you do go to church, it's nice to get involved with the ministry because
yeah.
Yes.
you're not just going to go to some random person. Oh, did you like the sermon? Like, that's not going to happen. To me, it was always like, oh, I met someone while we were doing a ministry
Yes.
together.
Yeah.
Or I was up singing or like reading or doing some cause thing. And then someone came up to me after was like, oh, you have to give people a reason to talk to you.
Also, there's
So
a lot
get
of
involved.
events and stuff on like Facebook that like go on in your like town. You could look into that.
The biggest
totally.
one for me is through someone I know.
Yes.
That's the biggest one of all. So you just got to do general things with your friends.
Oh, yeah.
And that is probably what's going to happen. Just
That's
saying.
so true, because I remember reading this once that like most people meet, like I think there's some statistic that's like a lot of people meet someone who's a mutual friend. So the more friends you make, even if they themselves are not the person you date, they might have a friend or a cousin or a brother.
A brother. That's my
You
case.
just
Oh, yeah.
the more
it is
people you know, the
yours.
more people you know, basically.
Yeah.
Oh,
They invite you to a random Christmas party. That I feel like this happens all the time.
also, I just saw another comment that was like, please stop talking over each other. Guys, we are trying. I promise we're trying, but we'll try even harder. But I swear we're trying. Okay?
It's hard, guys.
It's so hard.
I
So we're
don't-
trying.
I don't think you guys realize
How hard
our
it is.
normal conversations. There's not even one person talking for that long, actually,
Is it
in our
now?
normal conversation. We will like actually both speak at the same time and also still listen
And we'll
to what
take
they're
it in.
saying.
Yeah.
Like just now.
Like,
Wow, that's actually it was hard to listen to. I was trying to listen and like pick out the individual voices, and I was like, oh, that's kind of
It was
hard.
not hard.
I'm just so used to it.
I know.
All right, I'm gonna try really hard. With
Okay,
the brain
next
power
question.
that I have.
Should I give up? Should I give up on Hinge?
Oh.
Someone answer.
No, why would you give
Why
up?
you someone answer?
I
I'm
don't
not
get this
answering.
thing. People love to be like, I'm done with the dating apps. Why?
I feel like you can meet great
Because-
people on there.
Because people get burned out. It's
So
no,
Okay, so
take
take,
a
a break.
yeah, that's what I always tell people because I met my husband on a dating app. Take a break. Listen, take a break when you need it, but don't give up forever because there's new people joining the apps every day. And
Yes.
it's not always going to be the same people because there's literally people move to your town. People
True.
get out of a relationship. Like people are kind of moving in and out all the
Yeah.
time. So just give it another
Also,
chance.
try like updating your profile.
Yes.
Yeah.
Get
Do
some new
different
pics.
pictures or do a
Try-
different prompt.
Yeah.
There's so many
Mm.
TikToks. Not that I've seen them. Not that TikTok listens to me. Because it does. People being like, okay, this is your profile. Like, they'll go through people's, like, Hinge profiles, like, and they'll be like, okay, because they'll, like, send the person a screenshot and, like, okay, I think you should change this
They
picture
tell
to
them what
this,
to change.
this. So you could look at that, too. But, like, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think you should give up. There's a lot of nice people.
Okay, next one. I asked out a guy from my church and he backed out, but I want to get to know him better. What should I do? Move on.
Nothing.
Move on.
Next question.
Yeah, if he backed out, it's done.
He
What can you
backed
do?
out. Don't try to get to know him more.
Oh,
Yeah.
I just posted this on my story. I think she's like a therapist lady. She's like, I love this new thing called the let them theory, where it's like if someone backs out of your life, let them. Just
Perfect.
let it go.
Let it
Do you
go.
wait for him to make the first move or be bold?
Be bold.
Be a little
I think
bit
it
bold.
depends.
Not too bold. That's what I would do.
Listen, leave your water bottle.
And then later I'll be really bold. But at the beginning, don't be that bold, is my opinion. Unless you are naturally
It
really, really
depends.
bold, then
Yeah.
be bold.
It depends on the person. If you're a bold woman, be bold.
I like being bold at some point.
To me,
you.
being bold is just expressing any sort of interest. It's so bold for me. I have to cosplay that I'm Lauren.
Okay, that's a good point.
I'm like, what would Lauren say?
Could be different.
I feel like Lauren's not that bold though.
Okay,
No.
here's a great one for us,
But
guys.
no shit. I cosplay that I'm her though. I'm like,
Is it?
Okay.
Okay, I saw a lot of this theme, so I really wanted to touch on this one. So, girls listening,
listen.
we got you. Is it embarrassing? I saw so many of this that I'm 18 and I've never been on a date.
No.
I've never
No.
been asked on a real date.
No.
Absolutely not.
Okay, plenty of us have been either 18 never asked on a date or 18 never. Some of them were like never had a boyfriend, blah blah, all those things.
And plenty of us
Lisa
are
included.
27 and not committed to, so don't worry about it.
But I know the feeling. It's definitely nothing wrong with you. I think the theme of these questions was like, yeah, a lot of people feeling like behind. Trust me,
Just got
you
a
are-
little check. You got a
you
little
are-
check in.
You're not behind at all.
No.
You have like 18-year-old boys, 19-year-old
You are
boys.
on your own path.
You got plenty of time.
You are on your own path, and nothing that anyone else does is going to change your path. Like other people around you, the timing or the ages they do things at in life. So just ignore it. Be like, okay, this is my path. And if you want to, put yourself out there, try to change your path.
Maybe
then
that's
do
the problem.
that.
And two, life is like dating is just one piece to the puzzle. Like there's so much in life. Like you can have a lot of love in your life even without dating.
Yes.
Obviously, if you want to date, that's great. But it's like every time you go on the apps, you might have a bunch of bad experiences or meet someone and it doesn't work out. Like dating is one aspect of your life. And there's so many other great ways you can travel. You can meet new people, try new hobbies, experience things. Like there's so much life to live is what I'm trying to say. So
I agree.
I would just try your best not to worry about it because
Develop yourself.
there's a lot more to do. Yeah, therapy.
Focus on your own life.
You will never have more time than you do right now.
So go for
Very
it.
true.
All right, next one. I don't like him anymore, and he's taken. So why do I try to impress him and always think about him? You do like
Girl,
him.
I don't know.
I don't
you do
think
like
you don't
him.
like him. Why would you try to impress him if you don't like him?
Well,
And why would
maybe
you
there's-
always think about someone you don't like? That would never
Okay,
happen.
maybe there's some type of like emotional validation happening that she's
Oh.
become accustomed to of
But she
trying to win
keeps-
him over.
She keeps thinking about it?
Yes.
Why? I've never thought about a guy I was not attracted to.
Well, she didn't say that. She said I don't like him. Maybe she's like, oh, I hate him.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Listen.
saying. Have you said, I always think about this guy, but I just don't have any interest in him. Like, why do I keep thinking about him? Have you ever had
I
that
have
happen?
said that, but it was
What?
deranged.
Wait, what?
Where I'm like, why am I thinking about him? Like,
but
I don't
you
even
knew?
like him. Why? But it's like, clearly you do, though.
Yeah.
But you
guys,
feel like you
maybe
don't.
She's just trying not to like him.
What?
He's
That's not what she said.
No, I'm saying I think she's trying to say like, oh, he's taken. Like, she doesn't want to like him.
Okay, so her question was, so the answer is you do like him, and that does suck because he's taken, but there's plenty of other fish in the sea.
Yeah.
So let's
And also,
Move
it's good to
on.
reflect and be like, maybe there's qualities of him that you really like and you can find in
Yeah.
another
Or
person.
also, maybe it's not about him at all. Maybe it's about just the feeling of being
Feeling lonely.
rejected.
Oh.
And that's why you're obsessing over, not that you're obsessing, but that's
She
why
is. She
you're
keeps thinking
trying
about
to
him.
impress
She said
him.
she thinks about always.
Because
Always.
like, if you cannot, you're like, oh, if I could just impress him enough, then it would take the sting of this rejection away. And the rejection is just that he's unavailable. Even if he didn't reject you to your face, it's still like rejection because you like
Mhm.
don't like him. But like, yeah.
Okay, and guys, so there's a couple for the next question. There's a couple questions in here that I just included so we could point you to the podcast episode about that, which they said is annoying. But I think if we did a full episode on it, you should just go watch that
Because
episode.
the way you said it, you're like, we have all these questions. Also, we got an episode about this, episode of that. I'm like, they're not going to remember. But if it's just a few,
okay,
that's
it's
okay.
a couple. It's a couple.
We can link them.
This person said, how did you get over your first ex? And we have a really good,
Oh, how to get over a breakup.
extensive episode that is way better than what we can tell you right now.
True.
So you should pull that up.
How to get over a breakup.
It's really good. I'm
We're
just
going
saying.
to put it in the description, hopefully.
Yes.
There's
No,
a
we
few to
will.
put in the description. Okay, we will link them all. Ariel's behind the camera taking notes right
Ariel's diligent.
now. Okay, I saw a lot of this one.
She's got us.
A big theme was like about age. So I guess there was a lot of Gen Zs. Hey, Gen Z.
hey.
They were saying like, what age do you consider best to start dating?
Depends.
That is-
everyone is so.
I feel like it depends on how mature you are, but
I don't really
also
think about that.
I think that because a lot of people get taken for a ride by people who say they're more mature than they are.
Oh my
Mhm.
god.
I would say when you're older, TBH, like 17 is probably a good age. I don't
I
know.
don't know. Because it's like if you don't date in high school, there's nothing wrong with that. Like you'll be fine in your 20s. So it's not like you have to. But if you do date in high school, you can get some good experience, maybe.
I will
Or
say,
you can get some bad experience.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, it really depends on the situation. All I know is I don't know about dating when you're under what age. would
if
we
you
say?
can't drive, you probably shouldn't date. I'm sorry.
I think age is kind of irrelevant. It's more
But no,
about.
I think age is
12?
very relevant.
Okay, you guys have that opinion. I have a different one. So
think
my
12?
you think 12? You guys are literally talking over me. This is hear what I have to say, and then see if you still say that.
We'll see if you think
So
12.
I think that the things that you need to have are number
Money.
one, your mental health is in a somewhat stable place. Is your mental health in a stable place at 12?
No.
Probably not. Your mental
I thought
health.
you were going to say
So
that
if
stable
you
place
have
right now.
mental health conditions, you're in therapy, you're working on it, you feel somewhat stable. Okay. Number two, you have at least one or two good friends that you have kind of a solid friendship with.
Okay.
And number three, your life feels not constantly in flux. You're not constantly changing jobs, constantly moving, don't really know. It's like if you feel kind of settled and a little bit like peace, not that you have to be perfect or have it all figured out because you're going to keep changing. But it's just sort of, I think it's more about a state of mind. I don't think you're going to be in that state of mind at 12. Okay.
You're saying that's when you know you're ready, which was a question.
Also,
good
this sort of
answer.
this presupposes that you want to find a serious commitment, which not everyone does. So that's the frame of reference I'm saying.
So that's how you know you're ready also, which is great because that was later. So
Yeah.
how you know you're ready. How do you ask someone out that likes you back?
Easy breezy. They already like you. You just say, hey, want to do this on this day? Easy. They already like you.
Oh, that's exciting.
If you don't want to do the whole
like
plan, you could just say that you want to hang out sometime and then see if they will take the initiative. If you want to do a little bit lighter, depending on what your vibe is.
Okay, people think it's so cringe to ask someone to like even like be their friend or hang out. I keep seeing this phenomenon on the internet, especially people talking about friends like, oh, I have to ask a girl from work or whatever to hang out. So cringe. Like, just be cringe anyway, guys.
That is not
it's
cringe.
Not cringe to say you want to hang out with someone. Not cringe at all. So just say, hey, do you want to hang out this weekend? Or if you don't want to say hang out because you want to be more date-like, even though I can still be a date. But like, hey, do you want to get together this weekend?
Yeah, you gotta say like, because there's some things that make it more cash and some terms that make it less cash. Like hang out is cash.
What?
It depends on how you...
But you also don't want a friend.
They already like you.
Oh, if they like you, never mind. Then hang out.
Okay. I have a huge crush on a guy, and he didn't like me back, but we talk a lot.
No, get out. Get out now. Get out.
Okay, I would say he just wants attention.
He doesn't want your heart.
Right?
Your heart.
Although, I don't think I've ever done that. But
maybe he doesn't know that she likes him.
But didn't you say he rejected her?
He didn't like me back. So it sounds like she
told him.
But he likes that you like him.
He likes the validation.
I've been in this exact situation.
She's saying help. Help her. Help.
Just think of this image of a person tied to the back of a horse being dragged.
Oh, yes.
That's basically you right now. And I say that with the utmost of compassion because I've been there.
Haven't we all been dragged?
It's a really hard place to be. And I just want to say you deserve better. You deserve someone that will like really give you their full attention and not just lead you on because they like the feeling of someone liking them that they're not ready or willing to commit to.
Yeah,
you deserve someone else. So give yourself that respect you deserve is what I say.
Here's another episode that we have. So they said, how do you get a boyfriend? So I would recommend date tips that got us into relationships or like first date tips that got us into relationships. That's a really good one.
It is a good episode. And also the flirting one we did, that one was good too.
Yeah.
Taught me a lot.
Lots of helpful things.
Taught me a lot.
Oh, wow, Amy.
Okay. Younger sister, brother, school of flirting.
Yes. They said...
See our birth order episode for that reference. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
It's getting out of hand.
Okay. I just thought this was funny. They said, how many boyfriends do you have? And then they did again later. Sorry. How many boyfriends have you had?
Let's see. None. It's a really hard stat to remember.
I only had one before Nick. I dated a lot of, or like hung out with, or got to know. I feel like that's key. Got to know a lot of guys. But I don't think that's key for everyone. I feel like some people, they don't have to get to know that many guys and they just like get what's going on. They're like, okay, this is the person for me. But if you are a very like curiosity killed the cat kind of person, then I feel like it's really good to get to know a lot of different types of guys. So you're just like, okay, I'm not really curious anymore. I got it. It's been done. Overplayed, you know? You're like, oh, what would it be like if the guy was like this?
No, I think most people, it would be beneficial to date different types of people.
Well, to get to know like what works with you.
To see what works with you. And it's really healthy to do that, to date people that are not your normal type. It might surprise you.
Yes.
My answer to that question is I dated a lot of guys for like a few months. And then I dated one guy for 9 months. And there was other guys that I was like really good friends with that I liked who liked me, but we never became official for like a few years.
A few years.
They got a camera or something.
That ain't right.
That happened. Oh, that's another. I didn't even think of that one. Yeah, there was several.
There's a guy who
So
got
anyway,
a new
I
camera.
got to know a good amount of guys on a deep level before I like met my husband. So I don't even know how many, but I never made it official. So I was too scared.
Also, were any
wait,
of you
I didn't
even worthy
answer.
of that?
To quote
A few.
Aquamarine, I only had 2.
I love it.
Okay, Laura, this one's for you, but I gotta say something right off the bat. How often should you hang out when dating? As an introvert, I'd like limits, crying, laughing. I need to tell you something right now. You need to go look up dismissive avoidant and take a little peek into the literature and do a deep I don't mean a little peek. I mean a deep dive. You need to really read about
the
that
literature.
if you relate to that statement.
Hey, and two of us here are dismissive.
It's
of
really,
women,
it's
so
not a bad thing. It's
you're
really
not alone.
helpful. It's really helpful, just saying. So,
Listen, but you don't need to hang out with someone every second of every day,
Oh, no.
okay?
no, she
people?
wants to know, like, what are the limits?
Wait,
I
when you're
think
like officially
here's the kicker. You get to decide
Oh,
your own limits.
Lauren
So
can't tell you
you
what they
can
are.
hang out with them however much you're comfortable with. You
Yeah.
decide.
And then when you're uncomfortable, you say, "Hey, I'm busy."
When I
That's
was dating my husband, it kind of got to this place of like about 3 nights to 4 nights a week we would hang out, and then like 2 nights I would see friends or family, and then 1 or 2 I would try to like be alone and get stuff
schedule.
done. Yeah,
I
it wasn't a
will-
schedule; it was just kind of a rough rhythm.
for that.
That sort. Some weeks it was more, some weeks it was less.
Yeah, I will say that as an introvert, I would have thought like, oh, I wouldn't want to hang out that much with a guy that I'm dating. But then when I actually was dating someone, I did want to hang out with them a lot. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just, and like
Strange
Kat
how
saying,
that
like
works.
some weeks more, some weeks less.
Yeah.
Like the thing is, like you get to just do what you're comfortable with, though.
yeah.
You
And
get to set
I
your own
wanted to see him every
limits.
night, but it was like I also have friends and family
Yeah.
and things to do. Like that's not really healthy for me. I need to
Yeah.
like have other things.
Yeah, that's why you have to have a full life around you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Dating
Okay.
readiness comes back to that.
Okay. This is another one that we have a whole episode of just saying. I think we have 2 episodes. What should you look for in a guy? We have like a green flags.
Well, yeah.
I think we've done that multiple times. And it's a long, extensive thing. And we really get into it. Also, the red flags one is also really helpful because it tells you what not to look for. We might have multiple
Man
ones of
in a
that.
straw hat.
Can't trust him.
I highly suggest that. But you could start with strong character. Just start there.
Yeah, strong character.
Strong character.
That's a
what are
great
your
foundation.
values? That's a good place
Kindness, compassion.
Oh, same thing. We already answered this, but I'll just read your question. Is it weird to be 21 and never been asked on a date?
to start. No.
There's nothing wrong
It's
with
pretty
you.
common, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, here's one. We barely talked about this. We got a few about this same thing. Can you just tell me the paying situation with dates? I'm
Oh.
confused. Who pays? And then someone else said, should girls start contributing money after the first date?
I'm never paying for a man. I'm never doing it.
Yeah, that is a good question.
I would like to
But that's
say
just
I
me.
probably would never do it either.
Okay, I think that it is the 21st century, so there's a lot of different
Not
opinions.
for us, apparently.
Well, no, I'm saying there's a lot of different ways you could do this. And I personally think that
It's the 21st.
I think it makes sense whoever asks pays. I've heard that.
No.
Like
Yeah.
Nope.
if the girl asks on the date, I kind of
Listen,
it's like,
if I'm like, hey, let
hey,
me
would you
take
like to go on a
dinner,
date
then
with
I'll
me where you pay for
it.
me? I don't know. That just to me
Well,
seems a
that's
little
a good
weird.
point because I never asked a guy.
Right.
I
so
have.
if you don't want to pay,
I
don't
have,
ask.
and I never paid.
Okay, well that's just my opinion. It's okay. It's okay. I'm just saying my
Well,
opinion.
it's like if you're like, oh, do you want to go to dinner with me? And then you don't pay for them.
Yeah, they're like, can I take you to dinner? All right, where's your credit card?
Well, yeah, I wouldn't be like, let's go to this
Right, that's what
steakhouse.
I'm saying. Whoever
You
asks
pay.
pays. But I also think that you should just be open and honest and have a conversation with them. Like, obviously, the first date, you don't really know them. But if you want to continue dating, just talk to them. Be like,
Just
hey,
do free things.
what do you think about that too? What do you think about paying? Are you okay with paying? Do you want me to pay? I think
What's
there's
your
nothing to be like,
philosophy?
Are you having financial issues? Do
no,
you need me?
no, but for real though, some people are, and they don't.
dating
and-
can be
Or they might feel
expensive.
nervous because they
Yeah.
want to do more free
No,
stuff.
I know.
And so they're like, oh, I'm so relieved that we had this conversation. Just talk
No,
to them.
No,
I
you
agree.
should ask their philosophy.
I
Yeah.
agree. And to answer that question, though, it's like, it's whatever you want to do. It's whatever you think. Like, I have my opinion. She has her
Yeah,
opinion.
if you want to pay for them,
You
go
have your
for
opinion.
it.
If you want
Yeah.
to split it, you can.
I think there are toxic things on both sides of the scale, and I'll tell you what I mean.
Oh, I
on
love
the
it.
one side, there's men who think that if they pay for your dinner, then
They
you
own you.
owe them, and they own you.
But they don't.
On the
Absolutely
other
not.
side, I do think there's people who are like everything needs to be perfectly equal ever, and they're like people who like keep score on everything and are like what's what I'm looking for? Like they're
nitpicky.
Oh,
nitpicky, want everything to be perfectly
Scrooge,
equal,
stingy,
whatever. I don't know what the word is I'm
No,
looking for.
it gives a bigger issue.
Yeah. So there could be toxic people on both sides of this issue.
I want to say I personally love the spirit of generosity. So
Yes.
Yeah, there's just something
not from
about
you.
I will
There's
say, I went to. Oh wait, sorry. You go.
to say
You go.
there's just something about going on a date and the guy just paying for it, a nice guy who's not expecting anything from you, who's
whips
just
out the old
generous
credit card.
and that's it. And I have to say, I would never
Well,
lift 1 penny out of my wallet.
here's what I'm going to say. If I'm on a so-called date and then he's like, oh, you pay for yourself. I'm like, oh, it's not a date. We're friends.
Yes.
That's
yes.
how I take
That's
that.
true.
That's
I'm like,
true for
oh,
me.
okay, I got
And
it.
you know
What if
what?
we're, like together for a really long time?
You know
Does
what?
that
If
change?
you
Yes.
Oh,
Because
I
I
thought
could
it
be
was-
like, I bought you this ice cream.
No, I thought it
I'll
was
do
fun
that.
later on being like, Nick, let's use my I don't know why. I'm like, I'm going to pay for this. Even when we're
Yeah.
married, I'm like, but it's like,
It's your both
and
y'all's
if
money.
you don't
though.
want to pay, there's many free things you could do.
Yes,
I love it.
exactly.
Invite them to a park and have a picnic.
Yeah,
and
bring your own food.
That is really
That's
wait,
really
guys,
thoughtful. And
Go
go
for a walk.
go for a walk at a park or somewhere.
Free
a public
events
area.
in your town.
Yeah, go to a free concert. You know what?
Can I
Amy?
tell the story?
Be
on
like,
the
I packed you a
podcast
PB&J.
once of how I went out to dinner with this
What?
guy and we ordered and I was having like a frazzled brain meltdown and I just like walked away and didn't even like pretend to like pay or anything. Could we?
I don't
you
see a
left to
problem
the
with
restaurant
that.
without
No,
paying for
I
the food?
like. I was like, no. We ordered at the. It's like one of those things where you order at the counter and then you pay at the counter. So
Oh.
I ordered and I was like,
And then she just walked
having
in.
headed back down. I was like, I have to go to the bathroom, and I just like ran away.
You know, if you want to get them to pay, there's
and
one
then
way.
I came back with a glass of water for him because I was like, I'm so sorry. I had a meltdown. And I was like,
I had a
that was
meltdown.
so presumptuous of me. Here's some water.
Oh, okay.
Here's some
Like, here's
water.
some free water.
Well,
like,
what did you
I felt so-
order? Like a 5-course
No.
meal or like a
It was
coffee?
just a little sandwich, but I was
Wait,
like,
that's another good point. Is that we am not making you imaginary man in the past of my dates spend $1 million. I don't drink, so I'm not ordering alcohol. I'm not going. Normally, we're not going somewhere crazy. It's not super.
yeah.
I don't sit there and order the most expensive thing on the menu.
Yeah,
So it's not
same.
like that. either.
I would
It's like-
never, if someone was paying no matter how much, like, I would never order something expensive. I would just get water. I do not want to, like,
Wait,
add.
you what?
No, I'm saying
You
when I would go on
order food?
dates. I'm saying when I would go on dates before, even if they were happy
no
to pay,
lemonade for me.
I'm not going to
Water.
order something expensive. I feel like that's
Yes.
just inconsiderate.
Yes.
And I'm not going to order a drink.
I think
I'm just going to
that-
order something
Unless
small.
he says,
Okay,
just get anything.
But guys, if
No,
he
anything.
if he chose the place and he's planning on paying for you, he's comfortable with you ordering
Yes,
from that
you would
menu.
hope. One would
no,
hope.
I order from the menu. I'm just saying I get one.
Like you don't need to get
entree.
like the cheapest possible thing ever. Like if
No,
he chose the place,
I'm saying I'll just get a.
well, yeah, I wouldn't get the filet
entree.
mignon.
I would get a
wouldn't do
lower
that.
price entree, no appetizer, no drink, just like one thing.
Nick
I
regularly.
feel like that's polite. I don't know.
Nick regularly gets the most expensive thing, and I just cringe the whole time. I'm like, why are you doing this?
Yeah,
Why?
he's like, I work hard. I want to treat myself.
I know, but I just cringe. I'm like,
And you
do
guys
we
don't
really?
eat out that much.
I'm not really stingy. I'm like in the middle, but at a restaurant, I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Because he gets like a drink, he gets alcohol, most expensive thing on the menu, and I'm just sitting over here with my not getting a drink and not getting the
Christina
most
has
expensive
one
thing.
leaf of lettuce.
No, I always get something with chicken. Normally, is my fave.
Oh,
It's my
okay.
fave. Chicken's
love
my favorite
chicken.
foods. Just saying. It's just different people. I just cringe.
But you guys
ordering
don't go out that
Yeah,
much.
and he works hard, so he
So
deserves
it's
it.
like once in a while.
that. Yes, I'm just saying. I'm just saying, as a person in general, I cringe at ordering the most expensive thing, no matter who it is, and no matter how hard they work. I just always cringe.
I get it.
I love a treat.
I
Now
love.
that I'm in the clear, I love a treat. Like, let's get something nice. We deserve it. Let's treat ourselves. And
There's-
Max is like, I'm thinking of ordering this thing. I'm like, go for it. You do it.
Okay, most expensive thing doesn't mean it's more enjoyable. That's what
But,
we're saying.
yes.
but maybe it is to him.
Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. I'm just saying it's funny. It's funny.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
It's funny.
It's so funny.
So
I'm just
funny.
kidding. It is funny.
Loving
Okay,
it.
how?
I just think it's funny.
I just think it's funny how there was one more episode reference, which is a really good one. I want to marry, but I always, when things go serious, I try to stop everything.
Oh.
/ how do you take your relationship to a deeper level when you struggle to trust others? / there was a bunch of these that were just like, I'm scared. How do I get past my fears? Guys, we did a really good episode about, was it called relationship anxiety?
Oh yeah. That's
I
a
think
great app.
It's really good. And I have to say, multiple people after it said they had epiphanies.
Oh,
I did.
Multiple.
I didn't know
She
that.
did.
I did.
I got a message from a guy, a long message telling me how much it affected him. Just saying.
Oh, that's really cool.
Just saying.
I always hope that, and I never knew if that actually happened. I didn't see
did.
that, but that's
So
awesome.
if you're scared and you find yourself like running away from commitment, or you're like always for some reason attracted to people who are just not available and you don't know why that could possibly be, because it's definitely not you. Look into that. That
Look
episode's
into
really
that.
good, just saying. Okay. Next. How many red flags are too many?
One.
Multiple?
Well,
It ain't right.
red.
Red flag is
Yeah.
deal breaker. That's what it means.
Okay, what's the difference between a red flag and something that's like you need
Yeah,
to
orange
accept
flag,
about them?
If there's a red flag, I'm like, just maybe going to stick around to see if maybe I misinterpreted the red flag. But if it continues to be red and I'm like, yeah, I didn't misinterpret that.
Because what's the difference between a red flag and something that's like
Red
not
is really
great
bad.
about
Red
them, but you have
means
to like
stop. Stop
accept.
signs are red.
Yes.
Red flag is stop.
Yes.
got it.
So the red flag is coming for you, even if you think it hasn't come for you yet.
So
You're
true.
like,
It's
oh, that's
going
just his
down.
problem. No, it's gonna come for you.
Okay, something we have not answered because no one has asked us before, I don't think, but multiple people did on this one again. And once again, it's like high schoolers,
Okay.
teenagers, or like older teenagers. A, is it okay to like a guy 5 years older than me?
No,
And B,
absolutely not.
what do you think about, someone said like age gaps in high school. And I am
No.
telling you my philosophy. Here's
No.
mine. Tell me if you agree. Any age up until 17, I would say 1 year is max. At 17, 2 years.
Okay, yeah, I agree.
you say? Well, actually, wait, let me rephrase that. 17, 2 years older, not 2 years younger. Like a 15-year-old girl, 17-year-old boy. I don't know about that.
Yeah,
about
that's a
that.
little much.
So if you're a girl, once you get to 17, I would say 2 years older. We're talking older. And then 18, 2 years older. What would you say? Anyone would amend that?
I actually agree with that.
Through my whole teen years, I always liked guys that were 2 years older than me.
14 and 16?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
It's a little
But
much.
also, well, I didn't actually date them.
Yeah,
though.
see, on a date, I don't know about that.
That's a little weird,
16-year-old
yeah.
man.
Who can drive you
Man.
around? and
He's
you're
almost like a man.
14?
So much life
Absolutely not.
happens.
I feel
those
like I'm
times.
Yes.
like thinking of young people now, and I'm like, oh, they're all children. But I guess you're right.
You think about how much happens each year is like
Yeah.
so much.
That's yeah.
What about in 20s, 5 years older?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fun.
Once you get to a certain
Well,
age.
and I think in high school, hopefully your parents are kind of like involved in your life to a level of like, you shouldn't really be seriously dating anyone. I feel like you can be like in relationships and stuff, but try to keep it a little lighter because you're probably not going to like get married in high school.
Yeah.
I'm saying high school dating in general. I don't think it's bad to date, but it's like
Don't
have
take it
fun,
so
go out,
serious.
hang out with your friends, but don't be like,
Yeah.
we're going to get married the minute we I don't know.
You know what
Maybe
I think?
people do that and it's fine, but
When I think about 5 years, though, I do think
Unhinged.
5 years doesn't make much sense until you get to like older 20s.
Okay, I was gonna say,
yeah,
would
like
say-
25 and
I
30.
would say mid-20s. It doesn't really matter how much older they are than you.
I would say 5 year difference doesn't start to. Okay, so obviously when you're 18, a 23-year-old, there's a lot of difference in life.
Oh,
That's
life
illegal.
experience,
They went through college.
and brain development. Once we get to our
That's so scary.
later 20s, the gap is like closing on experience and brain development, but earlier it's really big. So it starts to close more and more. So 5 years,
yeah.
I do think it makes more sense when you're later in your 20s, just saying.
Well,
I
I
agree.
think something people say is like, are you in the same stage in
Yes,
life?
that's what I was going to say too.
And I think that's where it's okay.
But
Yeah, stage of
You know
life.
what I mean?
Sometimes though, you
like
have
in
to.
your young 20s, you're in like college stage, and they're in like real world stage.
okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is an interesting question. How do you know if you're settling with someone?
Oh wow!
I don't even know. How do you know if you're
I
settling?
feel like okay.
Hmm.
Let me just take a shot
Ask
at this.
people that know you first.
Yeah.
They'll tell you.
Hmm.
Speaking
Yikes.
from no experience at all, probably if you like stop growing.
Mm.
That's what I would
Yeah,
think.
I think the most important quality, other than like shared values and stuff, obviously, get along, whatever, is growth mindset.
I was gonna say this.
And if you are growing and you're with someone who also is open and like growing, then you're not settling because
Okay, but
you
there's
guys
one
growing
trap
together.
of this though.
Oh, no.
Some people have growth mindset where they think, talk. My
Blah,
growth
blah, blah.
mind word set. They don't do anything.
Oh no! I don't
it
think
will
that's
trick you.
Okay,
It means
sorry.
your
Yeah,
actions.
it's growth action set.
Yes.
That's what I meant to say. It's like what are they
Different.
actually doing,
Yes.
not what they're saying. Yeah.
I was gonna say.
Yes.
I'll get
Yeah.
you.
I was gonna say similarly. I was thinking about the two maybe most important things I would think of are character and growth.
Yeah.
And the reason being character, first of all, I mean, that's obvious, right? Like, if they're just not, they do things that just like, you're trying to like explain it away to other people around you or yourself, make excuses for it. It's just, as you get older, it's just going to be worse and worse.
Yeah.
Growth. I do think the whole growth situation may be like one of the biggest reasons why like marriages fail. Is what I was thinking recently, because that's what I've realized thinking about like Nick's and my marriage. And I think about like how much we have grown and changed and like our mindsets, our lives, our actions as a result, like how I live my life and how I think about things. So it's like, I think this happens oftentimes where one person will like kind of stop growing and the other person will continue. And when you grow beyond another person, even your interests can be totally misaligned at that point. Like your interests can totally change when you grow, whereas someone's can just stay in that same place. Your interests can change. Your
lifestyle.
Yeah, your lifestyle can change.
Priorities.
Your ability to have deep conversations, like if you're the growing one, will want a lot more depth suddenly than that person. Whereas before you would probably like meet each other where you were at the same kind of level. And then when you get to that point, it's like you don't really know what to talk about. You don't really enjoy being around them anymore. And then you start to get lonely, probably resentful. You're both lonely and resentful. And then it's like, what's going to happen? Like, is someone going to
Crash and burn.
Yeah, is someone gonna grow more? Are you just gonna grow less? I mean, it's kind of up to them to grow more. Just saying, like, I don't know what you're supposed to do. I don't know what you're supposed to do at that point. Like, so I think that's really important. Like, people who they're not in the same place today than they were last year. Like having the literal exact same struggles. We have things we struggle with throughout life, but it's like you've made progress. You have realizations. You've taken actions.
steps.
Things have changed. Like you can say like, look at this thing I did over the last year that I'm really proud of that in this area that I was struggling in, right? So that's what I would say is really important that I feel like people don't think about and that I do think really affects marriages. Just
that makes a lot of sense.
Right? Okay, let me pull some Patreon. Okay. We gotta help Vivian. Guys, this isn't dating. I think it is, but I need help in
Okay,
caps.
Viv.
I know someone who I've had a crush on for months, I will. And I really want to tell him I like him, but the idea of telling him freaks me out, crying, laughing. I would say I'm friends with him, but I'm better friends with his sister.
Oh, okay.
And
I love it.
he's more of my brother's friend.
Ooh.
I'm pretty young. Wait, how young? And how old is he? But could really use the advice. I don't know if I'll ever get another chance to ask you. Okay, so I wish I knew if he was older or younger because I would definitely change my advice. He's
True.
more of my brother's friend. And she's friends with the sister.
Maybe they're twins.
Vivian. Okay, hang out together? All four of you? More?
Well, they do. It sounds like they talk, they hang, whatever.
Just
Are they
tell
hanging
him
out all together?
unless he's way too old for you.
Well, start hanging out with him, then start to like close the gap. I'm assuming this guy is not a lot older than you. You said you're young. So
Hopefully he's young too.
refer to the age rule that we previously stated. So here's what I would do / have done. So here's what I would do. You got to close the gap, right? You got a gap there
Oh,
where you are, where you want to be.
I love it.
So it's like, do you and him talk one-on-one?
Ooh,
Ever?
let's
Like,
try.
are you messaging, texting, whatever the heck your age would do?
Toss
I
Send
mean,
him
phone?
a
I
TikTok
don't
he would be
know.
interested in.
Where are we? We got to figure out where we are right now. Do you guys talk one-on-one when you're hanging out, or do you not even? I don't even know. Do you talk to him? I don't know. If you don't even talk to him when you're like in your
Well, she
group
said
together-
I'd say we're friends. So she talks.
okay, you talk. So
Right.
talk more personally, make things a little deeper, get a little more flirtatious,
Oh,
show your
girl.
interest a little bit,
Yeah.
start talking one-on-one.
I love
We have a great.
compliment.
Wait, is this another?
Wow.
Is it another episode? Is it all about?
We talked
flirting?
about it
Yeah,
earlier.
flirting.
We did talk about them on earlier, but yeah, there's a flirting episode that tells you exactly what you
How
should
to do that.
So that's what you
We're
should
up to 7 episodes, 6.
We've mentioned 6. I gotta sneeze.
We'll put them in the comments or the description. We'll get them there.
In the description. Yeah, they'll be in the description.
Ariel's very diligent,
Okay,
everyone.
this is what I think about this. You are just gonna be like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, forever if you never do anything. So would you rather be panicking forever and be like, oh, this sucks, this sucks, this sucks, or just get it over with
Yeah.
and just know if it's gonna work or not? So like, go make some moves, woman, or else you're just
I
gonna
agree.
sit here panicking for what? Another 6 months, another year, depressing. Make moves.
Make it.
Okay, here's another one. We talked about, I think they're referring to like the 7 levels of intimacy?
Intimacy, yeah.
This person said, which levels of intimacy? So we did the 7 levels. It's like when you're talking to someone, like how deep the conversation's getting. The first one was like,
Wait, what's the
facts?
question?
Oh, I was going to explain that and then I'll say it.
Oh,
It's like first one's like facts or something, and then the 7th one is like something more deep, like fears or desires. I don't know. It's like, you can look it up. On to which levels of intimacy did you go for the first few dates?
Oh.
Facts,
Okay,
opinions.
this is what it is.
Facts, opinions.
No, cliche is the top one.
Oh, cliches, facts.
That's the most shallow.
Okay, cliches, facts, opinions, hopes, and dreams. I would say I would get to level 4.
yeah.
Maybe I don't know about feelings is 5.
No.
6 is fears, failures, and
Weaknesses.
and 7 is needs.
Ooh, that's so interesting. Needs is the most intimate conversation. I need this from
Vulnerability.
you.
Yeah, so I
Because
would
it's the
start
most like
there.
vulnerable, I feel like.
By the way, this is from Patreon. That was from Kira. If you want to see all of our full episodes, by the way, and you want to be a part of this, what I'm reading from right now, which is Patreon, you got to join our Patreon. It's $5 a month, and you get every full podcast episode. The link is in the description. Check it out. It's a great community. So anyway, let me get to a couple more.
Thanks for listening to the Cimorelli podcast. To hear the rest of this episode, join our Patreon at patreon.com/Cimorelli, where we post every episode in full. You can also watch all of our past seasons and Patreon-only episodes when you become a patron.
You've been listening to the Cimorelli podcast. Follow Cimorelli on Spotify and subscribe on YouTube. You can also find Cimorelli on Facebook and Instagram.